Good evening, everybody. How we all doing? I'm pretty sure we're just talking to lurkers tonight, but that's fine. But if anybody's here, how was your weekend? I'm pretty sure I asked that yesterday. But still. Well, to be fair, I didn't ask that here on Twitch. That mask. I need to finally put her on. I need to finally get her a base. Do I have one I can steal? I might have one I can steal. You'll see who I'm talking about when I get the camera started. $5 says I gotta update. Oh no, the wrong camera's locked. It's almost like I just need... Always. You ask me this every time, Camo. Yes, we want Nami's S22. There. Okay, good. I almost feel with our Miku figure here, I could probably just get away with like gluing her onto two bases like this. Do I have a lid? Sorry, I was trying to see if I had something here I could put. Oh, that'd be funny if I could do it. If it didn't have the Gamer Subs logo on it. Oh, look, it's a lion. Here comes a lion. It's definitely a lion. Mind you, if you get why I said that, you kind of are going to chuckle. But hi, Rajanka. Motherfucker. Nasce, adiós. You remember how when I was building these last week, I couldn't find the bases? And so I was just using bases I had here. Yes, I just found them. That's why I just did the really aggressive... What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to see if I have a lid like this floating around that I can attach Miku to, so I can say she's finally finished after, God, probably a year of forgetting to paint a base for her. Because I can't take that base because that's keeping the paint from drying. Okay, I'm gonna see if Nero can come here because I'm gonna give him a little mission to see if he can find something for me. But tonight we're going to try and base all of these guys up and maybe get their coatings on. Also, why is that follower not updating? So I could have swore we were at 218. Well, apparently we're not. And Franny's still on Silent Hill. I'm almost tempted to do that. Yeah, why is the gold broken? Sorry, I gotta fix the goal real quick. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to paint these guys up specifically. I know they're going to get paint up in our Nami's Heroes paint scheme. I just don't know if I want to try and Kriegify that. Or if I want to try and do like a red leather jacket and like the rest of their outfit is like red or black. The helmets definitely have to be red though. Because if we paint them any other color than brown or the stereotypical Kriegsmen, they kind of look less French and more slightly different than we want. Well, okay, so you have to understand the gas masks on the Kriegsmen, they're based off of a French-styled gas mask, but it also suspiciously looks like another, they're based off of World War I gas mask, but they look suspiciously like another World War's Army's gas masks, too. If you're not careful when you're painting them up. It's like painting commissars up. Commissars, you have to be very specific in their paint scheme. Which is the reason why whenever I see somebody doing a cosplay of commissars, there's like certain things I look for to be like, okay, is this a dog whistle or is this just you're being goofy and wearing that costume? Like Commissar Heck. Commissar Heck has some stuff that's obvious that he's derping around in it, but there's other people I've seen where I'm like, that doesn't look like the double-headed Aquila on that helmet. And I'm concerned. Yeah. Okay, what's the for? Are you just agreeing with me? Uh-huh. I will say this. I know Green is going to be one of these guys. He's probably going to be the guy with the sword. I think this is the commander unit. This guy's going to be Green. Unless he wants a different figure here. Or I might give him the Thumper. I'll give him the option. Though I feel our mutual friend should get cooler models. Get the, like, obvious, like, leader models and stuff. Like, I don't know who's gonna get the walker over here. I might give that to Commissar until I can get him a tank. You know, I could very well be. Because for some reason, that didn't fix itself. Usually after I do VR streams, I try and turn that back to normal. And just sometimes Discord's like, no. Well, you see, I default that all to the VR headset when I'm doing VR streams. So that I can hear when Discord messages come in, or if somebody just joins the Discord message instead of through VR. I might put Nero in the walker. Even though technically he's a part of the spawn tank. The mod tank. Uh-huh. We have to be careful because I have to take a course on YouTube to fix the fact that oh no, even though it's in the public domain, some third-party company claimed copyright on the thing from another world. Even though it's in the public domain. And I triple-checked it by even going to the fucking .gov website. So right now, the only place you can watch the episode of Nami's Monster Cinema is here on Twitch, in the previous published VOD. So I might have to figure out a specific place to host those. Or maybe my first merch will be finding a DVD burner and just making, or Blu-ray burner and selling those. Ooh, I could buy some thumbsticks. Personally, I prefer the Blu-ray burner idea. That would be a funny the problem is I'd also get some artwork made. And buy some DVD cases. Scratch that. Well, maybe we'll do like last year and the year before's Wombo combo if I do that. Because what I'm thinking of doing is I have a website that I've been paying for. where it's got my old D&D podcast that I used to do. Which, those of you who came from my Ninja Star Fox production days probably know that website, even though I haven't pushed it in forever. And no, we're not bringing it back. There's a lot of reasons we're not bringing it back. We're not bringing that specific podcast back. I would be willing to do a D&D podcast with other people. But what's the Nevermind to, Rajanka? Brain had a fleeting thought, but I'm like, no. You could ask it in Discord, and I can tell you if it's something I will answer or not on stream. Because I actually do have people dinging me right now. I should. Ooh, you know what I could try and do? Do I destroy a Gundam to test this out on? Because I have an idea for something else that we could start too. Although, is that the right size for... But yeah, what I'm thinking of doing is I feel like bringing my old website back, and that's going to be a third place to upload VODs to. Also, speaking of, I just realized I forgot to upload yesterday's VOD, so I'm going to probably do that after this stream is over. Alright, I need to check the scale of something. Just give me the towel. Yeah, what is a broadside battle? It might have to be a broadside. Also, that's the wrong... Oh, what the hell? Huh. I want to see one next to a Space Marine, please. Is that a knight? Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I know they look nothing alike. One second. I think I have the box for this particular one. Because I have another Gundam here. And I need to see what scale this guy... Also, this guy's fucked up. We're not going to use this one, because this one I got to fix up and I'm going to do some stuff to him. See, if I should, I think high grade. Yeah, they recommend real grade. He's also missing a couple of pieces. Where the hell did they go? See, I'm not going to destroy a high grade unless we have... This goes to something here. See, I need somebody who knows Warhammer scale to help me out here. Does this guy look big enough to be a Crisis suit? Or do we need to go bigger? Because I have an idea. Because, I mean, I need to find the parts that came off of this guy. One second. Do you have a high grade Gundam? Okay, this isn't a Gundam high grade, necessarily. But he is closer. So he's got to be a high grade scale, because he seems about the right size. You can put that there. Yeah, I'd say he's almost a high grade scale. He's a lot more posable. I'm gonna push this to the side. I don't want to waste this paint, but we might have to. Are you dry enough yet? No. No. See, this guy, this is a plant project I want to start. This is an easy project. Yeah, Google recommends a high grade. Although this guy could work for a couple of things. We do not touch Facebook, but can I please see a Riptide, like what the size of it is next to something? Is Farsight in a Riptide? The hell is a rip? Hmm. Could I see, please see a Riptide next to a Space Marine? I just want to see a fucking Space Marine. Thank you. Let's see. Hey, Nero! Come here! Can't show that on Twitch. Or that. Okay, 1 second. Gotta drag Nero in here because he's gonna be able to look at the scale I'm looking at right now. Well, so I'm trying to figure out if the real grade or the high grade is going to be closer. So I've got a Terminator here and a standard Space Marine. I think these are correct scaled.
Right.
That's what a Riptide is, which is a Tau thing. Close enough?
Well, looking at size.
Or do you think the high grade's closer? Because if the high grade's closer, I'm going to end up going to have to buy a high grade.
No, I think the high grade's much bigger than the...
Well, there are bigger suits, but that's the Riptide, which is the basic one.
Base-wise, Gundam.
The real grade?
The real grade.
Okay, so I'm debating on priming this guy up and painting it up in my own scheme for a Tau.
Yeah. You're cool.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Oh.
What?
Here, if you can close the door. I'm going to ask a person who's also into Warhammer and see what if they agree with you. I don't know why. Okay, there we go.
Hello.
Hi, Green.
Hi.
So here, let me share my... I don't know how to share the screen, damn it. I was just realizing, it's like, oh, here, let me share a screen. And I'm like, I don't know which screen to share.
So just share entire screen, and then you can just, tab into it or whatever.
Wait, what? There we go. I don't think there was anything that could have just accidentally gotten me in trouble. Okay.
Chat, you heard it here first. Porn tab. No, I'm kidding.
I actually had to make sure I didn't have, like, Twitter or something up. Because there was a possibility. So...
Gooner time is at 2 o'clock. Who's joining?
No, that's for Wednesday. Okay, the problem is I'm trying to see... Do I just show fucking OBS? Because there's no way I can show the camera screen. Well, okay, so what I'm trying to do... I'm looking at... So... Here's what I'm trying to proxy. Because I had to make sure I had the right scale. Because I just grabbed, coincidentally, I think the same Space Marine.
Alright.
So I'm going to try and proxy a Riptide.
Okay. What are you using to proxy it?
That's what I'm going to show you. Because I'm going to show you OBS. Because then I can at least show you the screen.
Oh my god.
Do you think a real grade Gundam is about the right size for a Riptide, or should I go with a high grade?
I would say it probably is the right.
The real grade?
I'd say the real grade's probably about right.
I think the high grade's probably closer to... I forget the armor that he uses, that Farsight uses. I think his is slightly bigger.
Yeah, that's about the size of that'd be about the scale for Farsight. So.
Yeah, because Farsight's not in a Riptide. He's in the one that's slightly bigger than a Riptide. I know that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you see the Farsight Enclave is getting a new Christmas box?
I'm not surprised.
The Death Corps is also getting a Christmas box, and it comes with 2 artillery pieces.
Well, the funny thing is, also speaking of, I should ask you, because since the whole point of why I collect Guardsmen is for the Nami's heroes.
Yes.
Do you want to be a Kriegsman? And if you are...
Yeah. I'll give you my paint recipe for my Krieg.
Well, do you want to be this particular one, or is there a specific Commissar unit you want me to try and track down?
I'd be down to be that one. That one's fine. I was gonna say if you had the command team set, I'd want to be that Commissar. But
well, if there's a specific one, because this is the paint scheme.
Okay.
This is the Nami's Heroes paint scheme.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had a specific paint scheme.
Well,
I was gonna say the Krieg Commissar that comes in or the Marshal or whatever that comes in the Krieg command squad would be the one I would normally go with. But if you don't have it, then that Krieg, the Krieg with the sword that you showed me is fine.
Well, that's the basic one. So, have I told you what the Nami's Heroes is?
Partially. You told me it existed.
So what Nami's Heroes are, is they're an army of guardsmen that I have created. And the whole point of them is they are based off of followers. So basically all of these figures will eventually have somebody who's following me. It's probably going to be on the bottom of the base, or I'm going to have to figure out how to put it somewhere on here. It's going to have the name of a follower.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be 1,000 followers or if it's going to be until I hit partner.
Okay.
pretty much whichever comes first, I think.
Sounds about right.
Well, because then my little sneaky trick is stuff like tanks, because tanks technically hold like 5 to 10 people.
Yeah.
Those are my cheeky ways to do it, although the problem is this guy only holds one person.
One dude.
Yeah. Also, yes, I have a lot of orc bits because I do my main basic actual army is orcs.
Wah!
Well, because then I like to show people the joke I have, because I have the jar of orc bits.
The jar of orc bits. Okay, Trazen.
God, that would be something he would have.
And this, my jar of orc bits.
Apparently there might be a piece of the beast in here somewhere.
Somewhere. Quick, you get a gumball if you can tell me how many pieces of orc are in there.
Off the top of my head, I don't actually know.
But yeah, I'll be the little officer dude.
I'm gonna have one more person pop in and see if he agrees. I just need to make sure he's also got the ability to. Where the fuck are you, Lee? Because it's where I gave you it. Where's Goblin Enjoyer? Yep, Gremlin Enjoyer. Okay, so he does have it. So yeah, if that's the case, I think I'm going to take my primer to this guy. Although I might, you know, because he's this kind of plastic, I might have to actually take him outside and spray prime him.
It feels wrong to prime him because it's the Gundam. It is the titular Gundam.
That's the problem, is I don't want to do it to this one necessarily. Because I could do it to this one. But I gotta find his parts. A couple of parts I fell off him. Yeah. Well, this one's also got guns.
Oh yeah. That does look very Tau.
The gun. Well, the funny thing is that's kind of what the intention of the Tau was. They were to help trying to get into the Japanese market, looking vaguely similar enough to Gundam.
Ironically, it didn't work. They went for Space Marines and Imperial Guard.
Ironically, yes, but the even funnier part is you want to know which faction's actually the most anime?
Which one?
Eldar.
No, that's true. That's true.
They literally have armor that's powered by the souls of twins. That doesn't sound like Neon Genesis. It's made out of warp bone, i.e. space magic bullshit.
I love space magic.
All of their weapons are like ninja weapons and like katanas and shit.
God.
They literally created their god through the power of just sheer force of will. Yeah, no, the Eldar are more anime than the Tau are.
Yeah. Hate the Tau. I hate the Tau.
Well,
just on principle.
The problem is with the Tau is it's the way they were introduced is what a lot of people hate. But the Tau themselves are actually kind of a really interesting faction, and I wish we had gotten what they originally had intended with them. Because the problem is you can't have Grim Dark without having like a specific group that basically sets. I just lost a piece of this guy. You can't have Grimdark. You can't have Grimdark without having someone be like the base setting to show what good people in Grimdark are. If not, it's just, hi, how edgy can we be?
To me, that's why I feel like they should flesh out some of the Dark Age of technology humans more, because like we got stuff like that ship board AI that came out of the warp and was talking to the Mechanicus dude before, killing all the Space Marines and stuff like that, and then just...
Well, he didn't kill the Space Marines. What he did is he just basically turned all their shit off and said, yeah, you fuckers are, like, behind on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But, then they need to include more stuff of, like, people from the past, and honestly, I don't know why they haven't, because with warp travel, you can basically just go, and then they came out of the warp.
Well, because the problem is that I think that's what the Votann were supposed to be, but then the Votann just kind of flopped.
Votann suck. They're just squats, dude. They should have just been like, and then there's this edgy group of...
Well, that's the problem, is they were supposed to be the squats, but the problem is GW didn't want to bring them back as just the squats.
Because GW is cowards.
It's not that they're cowards. It's not that they're cowards. They're like, no, if we bring them back as a new faction that just so happens to look like the squats, people will buy them.
And then no one bought them.
The problem is the problem is they didn't give them any fucking lore. When they finally got lore, it's like, oh cool, they're just
boring.
They're boring because they use AI, but it's not really AI.
They're fucking boring. I'd rather them write more books about ratlings.
God, that would be interesting. Oh, by the way, a meme model I forgot to put a base on.
Yeah. Love that.
I've been looking for something to put her on as a base so I can finally take pictures of her. And the closest thing I have is this, and it's like, I don't want to ruin this paint because I paid that much for it.
Could always take a mold of it.
I could do a lot of stuff. I literally almost found a lid, and then I realized it was the lid to something else, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
The lid.
Because I was looking around here, I'm like, I've got to have a piece of trash that should be about the right size. And I almost do, annoyingly, but the problem is I'm not taking the lid off of a fucking Gamer Subs thing, and then I have to figure out how to fill that in.
Sandpaper is your friend.
Well, there's a very easy way, because this is texture paint. I could just put a shit ton of texture paint on it.
That's true.
But yeah, when I say Nami's heroes have a specific paint scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very Inquisitorial Guard from
there he is.
Time.
Okay, so you've been summoned. So I've already asked Green here. So we have the Space Marines here.
Oh shit.
Because the Space Marines are the closest thing I have in scale.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have a Tal model.
Right.
Do we think the standard the real grade is close to a Riptide? Although this is not technically an actual Gundam, this is high grade scale.
As far as the two go, I'm gonna say the second one has the height for sure. As far as everything else goes, I mean, you could just fill it out and it should be fine.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
But
like, the real grade felt close enough, but then I pulled out the high grade and I'm like, the high grade feels closer.
Really quick, it's also like past midnight here. What are we trying to compare this to? What are you trying to make this into again?
A Riptide.
A Riptide. Oh, then yeah, you could actually get away with the first one. Sorry.
Yeah. No, because I think
I was thinking.
I know, but I asked him to pop into. That's why.
I was thinking of the Storm Surge, unfortunately.
No, the Storm Surge is probably closer to the high grade.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, no, if you're trying to do...
Is Storm Surge the one that Farsight drives?
No, that's just a Crisis command suit.
Is it just a Crisis? I thought he was...
I don't know anything.
Well, I mean, it's specifically designed for him, but it's in essence just a souped up command suit.
Yeah, because it's basically, I think it's the same thing that Shadow Sun's wearing. No, she's wearing something.
no.
So she's wearing a normal Crisis suit.
Hot take
She's
that
actually wearing a modified stealth suit.
Yeah.
the Farsight Enclave is the cooler version of the Tau.
Well, it's,
100%.
well, it's because they basically said, "Hey, yeah, the Great Journey. Sorry,
Yeah, the Great Journey. I mean,
Yeah, they
the
just
Greater
wanted-
Good.
they
I mean,
wanted My face when they just wanted to make the Covenant as a faction in 40k, but realized that that would not.
actually, the best part is they stole the Covenant are a clone of the Tau because the Tau came first."
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically speaking. No, I meant like the modern like portrayals. So are very Covenant-y. Like especially with
very.
like the Farsight Enclave.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Well, because the Farsight Enclave basically is like, yeah, we believe in the greater good and what it can do for the galaxy. The problem is we just don't like how the Ethereals did it, but then we're kind of at this point now where it sounds like the Ethereals are partially retconned to where they don't do the brain hypnotizing stuff anymore.
That's another
Really?
reason I say GW is cowards. It's like they just let them be kind of evil. It's like, oh, but there's got to be a good guy for the setting. Yeah,
They're not
but the
good
thing
guys, they're
about
just
Tau
dumb. The
is-
problem is they're just, instead of them being the, oh, we control people with our minds, ooh, they're dumb. And they're dumb fascist groups.
Now hold on a minute. There are good guys in 40k. Just hold on. They
they're
wear
humans,
purple
because
and
aliens
gold.
are gross.
Well, I will give you that, but they also wear purple and gold, and they like a lot of really loud music. Like that's just how it is.
Hold on now.
Slow
Wait a
down,
minute.
this
This smells like
What is-
heresy.
Like there's no such thing. I'm an emperor's child. Okay, the name of the lead. It's the
Wait
emperor's
a minute.
children. We
Wait.
are sons of the emperor.
Yeah, well, you can go meet him for me. I'm about to blast your ass into the.
He's a
The
if you can't tell by looking at his profile picture, he's a Kriegsman.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you know what? Hey, man, why don't you just take off that gas mask and just have a little puff of this real quick?
I will die.
Yeah, probably, but
It
hey,
would be very.
we still have fun doing it.
He's
Would it
just
hurt
like,
if I
Hans,
took that
get the
mask
fucking
off
fuck
of you?
Don't want to
Would-
gas
would it-
mask you with this shit,
Cause-
cuz.
Would it kill you if I took that mask? It would be very painful. Oh, you're a big guy. For you.
For you. I love it. Alright, well, if y'all don't need me for anything, I'm gonna
Nah,
go
I
take a
just
shower
wanted-
and go to bed.
I just wanted to confirm because it's like me and Green both agreed. It's like, yeah, the real grade's probably closer to the Riptide. I just wanted to have a second opinion to make sure.
Yeah, the first one is most definitely closer to the Riptide, but the second one, for some reason, I hate the Tau, so I always confuse their battle suit. It's like,
Well, that's
yeah,
the
whatever.
problem. It's like I've not because nobody I know really plays them, so I don't have any to scale, so I don't know what to compare them to. And
You
I'm,
should consider yourself lucky you don't know anybody that plays Tau. Tau players are smelly, and they spend way too much time on Reddit.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I knew a Tau player at one point, but he has since converted to Drukari and Death Guard, so I'm okay with that.
so he just went full anime.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does he smell bad?
No, he actually is a very clean, very well put together gentleman.
He is no true Death Guard player. Tell him he
No,
needs
he
to
plays
stop
Drukari
powering
first.
immediately.
He played Drukari first, Death Guard or secondary.
All right.
Oh yeah, and we
Yeah.
also have the Camino Guard, which this is the other. I just realized I turned the camera off.
Yeah, you kind of shut it off. I was like, oh, okay, so we're done now.
I just turned it off because we were talking. I'll turn it back on. Sorry.
Hey, no worries. Ain't no bother for me.
Well, the problem is I have to use OBS, so it's like, oh.
Hate OBS.
But yeah, you've seen me painting the Camino Guard before.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So
Oh.
yeah, I have 2 custom armies,
Nice.
which is we're gonna have the Guardsmen, which are Nami's heroes, which is the red and black armored Guardsmen,
Mhm.
which we've been slowly painting, and then we have the Camino Guard, which is just my custom Space Marine chapter, where basically the whole point of them is we don't know who their Primarch is, so basically I get to go. Basically, I get to go. Oh
It can
look,
be anybody.
they can be anybody, so I have an excuse to run them as whatever the hell I want.
Exactly. Oh, wow, weird.
Ooh, also good for you, Boats. They fixed their OBS issue.
Huzzah!
Yay! By the way,
Did someone say
Hatsune Miku.
doesn't know their Primarchs? Smells like Bloodraven time. Anyways,
their whole
now's my
thing-
time to get on my soapbox and talk about the Blood Ravens.
No, thank you. I don't
Well,
want to talk about the blood.
Their whole thing is basically you can take your you can it is almost. I think there's another faction that's somewhat like this. Basically, it's like, oh hey, look, you're a Space Marine who's lost. Your group.
Oh look, you're a Black Shield now.
Basically, you're a Black Shield now, but we're
just gonna paint your armor different. There
we're
you
just
go.
gonna we're just gonna paint your armor different. I think I was gonna have them be fists or something, or Iron Hand, or whoever the fuck, whatever.
Please give them the Iron Hands. The Iron Hands need some halfway decent successors.
The Iron Hands?
Yeah, the Iron Hands.
You mean $200 for a Tech Marine and 2 turrets?
What, Tech Marine and 2 turrets? No, I would use the heavy intercessors out of anything in that box.
I know, but it's the fact that their box is a Tech Marine, 2 turrets,
Yeah.
and intercessors. They got
yeah.
ripped off.
Yeah, both.
And then
I usually
I
just
go
have
on-
it to be. I just switched like a capture screen, a single one.
And then I go on Reddit, and I go to the Iron Hands Reddit, and all 5 members of it are sitting there like that scene in the SpongeBob movie where the pirates find the treasure chest, and they're like, "Tickets to the SpongeBob movie! Yeah! Yeah!"
I mean, to be fair, it's like that and the new hero that they've got. It's like the only bone GW's thrown them for edition.
10 years.
Listen, Votan have been screwed over just as much too, and we were making fun of them earlier.
Oh,
Look.
all 3 Votan players are gonna be so sad.
And
I
he
know.
quietly pushes the box back into the pile of shame.
Mhm.
Because I know exactly who has bought a box of Votan in this chat.
I mean, shit. At this point, I'm just happy with my newest haul of Emperor's Children. That's all I'm gonna say.
To be fair, I think I was going to buy the Votan box off of you because I wanted one of the trucks or something.
Are you happy about your dad?
Yeah, I'm very happy about my dad. My dad has a great model. Probably the best Primarch model that's out there right now.
I think the Lion is my favorite personally.
Okay, let me rephrase, because that's fair.
Traitor
Demon
Primarch.
Primarch.
Yeah. Traitor
Demon Primarch. Yeah, there you go. Well, he's not my
As a
favorite
guy
Traitor
who-
Primarch either.
My favorite Trader Legion is the World Eater, so I'm obviously a lot more inclined towards Angron.
Which is fair.
But
Angron is fucking...
I really like the different faces for Fulgrim.
Oh, absolutely.
I like the "What did you say, bitch?" face that he has.
What did he say?
What did he say?
Just a light bulb
Like we've
for
got
stream where I
we've
fixed-
got the
Oh, very nice, sweetie.
Fulgrim
That's
face,
actually really good
and then
to know.
we've got the "What did he say?" Fulgrim
Mhm.
face.
I don't know if it's in the box. I don't have a Fulgrim. Unfortunately, this bunch
Yep.
that I got didn't come with one.
Well, he's going to come in his own box, that's why.
Oh, well, yeah, but like the person I bought them from hadn't bought their Fulgrim yet. So.
The only thing that I don't like about Fulgrim's model is how his snussy flesh is peeled back, and he has the.
I was about to say, you mean his peeled snake cloaca? Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The flesh under it kind of creeps me out, but I'm like, yeah.
To be fair, that's like the least
Imperial
weird
right there.
Slaanesh model. Considering
It
Slaanesh
usually-
had models, considering Slaanesh used to have fucking demonettes that were just straight tits out.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
I
they
still-
still kind
I-
of do.
Well, compared to the original was just
Well,
like the original were just like, yeah, no, we're clearly made by somebody who's a pervert.
never asked PW what models they made in the 80s.
Oh, trust me, I know. I have some.
And then I can go
Yeah.
grab the Kingdom Death and Monster book, and we're like, yeah, GW's like, yeah, no. Yeah, no, we were never that perverted.
My favorite Imperial Guard model of all time, Human Bomb.
Huh?
There actually is one called Human Bomb.
Yeah,
Oh, that's smart.
his name is Human Bomb. He is a guy
Oh.
wearing a headband and a suicide vest.
Ah, cool. I can almost tell you with absolute certainty what year they stopped selling that model.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
almost wonder.
Yeah,
I
think
wonder
it's a
what
pretty
year.
Good, that's a pretty good guess.
I mean, I'm just gonna say 2001.
Yeah.
Probably just
Oh,
around
man.
September, October-ish.
Right after September, like
Yeah.
beginning of
Oh, man.
October, maybe.
I wonder why
You know.
it's such a classic GW model. Why would they
I
ever
know,
How
do
come they
it's
didn't
just-
put it next to
it's
that
just
those two tower models? I wonder.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
that?
Oh,
God,
Alright,
I've
I'm
seen
leaving.
way too many fucking
Never
Gen Z
ask-
memes about that. I'm like, oh
Never
God.
Don't ever ask the Imperial Guard players where they were on September 11th, 2001.
Exactly. They'll tell you exactly where they were at, and you're not gonna like it.
You're not gonna like it.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night. I'm gonna go to sleep, maybe, possibly, hopefully.
Hopefully, like I said, I just wanted your opinion on scale. I probably would have just asked you on a chat anyway.
It's no worries. I don't mind talking to y'all.
All right,
It's fun time.
all right, get some
All
rest,
right.
sweetie.
Y'all have a good night.
I just saw in your chat, you know, a few model shops had to relocate the airplane models away from NYC building models. That's true.
What? What? Fucking hell.
Hey, yo.
Boats. Oh God! Please tell me the towel. God, when did the towel make the fucking? I don't think they have it officially anymore.
Enohika, bonsai.
Do they still have it? Please tell me they still have it. I don't think they do because it might be one of the retired ones. No, they don't have it anymore.
What?
The fucking the technically biggest GW model, and I forgot what it's called.
Oh, yeah, what was it, the Stingray or whatever?
The Stingray. Yeah, they don't have the Stingray anymore.
Yeah, because I totally want to spend $1,000 on a giant plastic pancake. On the bright side, it is big enough that you could play a game of Kill Team on it.
Sorry, it's not. It's the Manta. The Stingray is the smaller one.
Manta. Ooh, I got my aquatic animal wrong.
You were on the right track. The Stingray is the smaller transport.
Either way, both the Stingray and the Manta are giant plastic pancakes, and the real life animal are giant fleshy pancakes.
Well, the problem is with the, if you want, because I was just like, yeah. The problem is with the Manta. The Manta was clearly meant to be the, hey, you want a game board that's also basically a model?
Yeah.
Because it's technically like one of the only three things that you could fight against at the time could technically be like around the same scale as a Titan. And even then, Titans are barely like supported anymore.
Titans suck.
They suck in 10th.
Yeah.
The problem is, they didn't suck up until 9th, and they started to suck in 9th, and then 10th just basically said, what are Titans?
And then they said, what, you mean Knights? Imperial Knights? Here's the Imperial Knights, guys. Play Imperial Knights. Don't buy Titans.
Please buy the stupid box that comes with 2 of them, because nobody was buying it for a while there.
Yeah. I have a buddy who bought 2 of them and goes and plays Kill Team with them.
Well, to be fair, they're about the right points for a Kill Team.
Yeah. The box of 2 is the right points for Kill Team.
I know. That's
So
why
pulls up,
I think. That's why I think if I remember right, 3 Custodes is a Kill Team.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's overkill for a Kill Team, but still.
A 2,000-point Kill Team army for Custodes is like one.
It's like
one
3
Custode-
It's 3 standard Marines and like 3 bikes, and I think one of their dreadnoughts is like 2,000 points now.
Or just in 11th edition, it's gonna be a pair of legs is a 2,000-point army.
The sad part is knowing Erlich, somehow fucking we're gonna get the Star Child.
Oh God. Please don't go into that plot line. I really don't want it to become an Imperium Civil War.
I kind of think the Imperium needs it.
It doesn't. We already had the Horus Heresy.
Well, what I think needs to happen is we need to have... Part of me wants the Emperor to finally just die, and then it turns into a civil war, but then there's part of me that wants the Emperor to come back and just start being like, you know what, fuckers, I'm bitch slapping this shit back into order.
Yeah,
I was gonna offer you Thump, and then I realized, nah, Green should have more of the commander unit because Green's a friend of ours. friend of the channel.
I did want to say I do have to pop back out, obviously, because I'm looking after a sick person.
I know. I figured we could pop in a joke for a bit. I just wanted to see what you thought, because the fact that everybody's agreeing with the scale, the fact that everybody agreed with the scale, I'm like, okay, of these two real grades, I'm gonna figure out which one is gonna be the sacrificial lamb for the paint scheme.
Right.
And then probably next time we do a Safe for Works paint stream, we will start painting it up and seeing what we can do. Because I've been wanting to paint up a Gundam model to see if I can make it a better paint scheme. Because I've seen a few people now doing this with like 30. So this one is called a 30-minute figures or a 30-minute heroes or something like that. 30-minute missions. These particular ones are actually slightly cheaper than Gundams. So I've been wanting to kind of play around with painting one of them. But it's like, if the real grade is closer, I might be able to start my joke I wanted to start of starting a Gundam army. A Gundam proxy Tau army. Because I think that would be funny. It's like, wait, they're the greater good, but how come this one keeps going for Zeon? And why are they all children soldiers and not normal Tau volunteers?
Oh no. Are we the baddies?
And another person just keeps yelling, "Char!" from the other side of the fucking battlefield.
I think you have to do at least one, then. That's,
I have to do... I think I need to go get some Zaku's, is what I should do if I'm going to do Tau. Because the Tau feels more like they should be Zaku's.
Model. In Ava, from Evangelion.
That's no, that's Eldar.
That's fair.
Literally, their mechs are Avas.
Get in the robot. I don't know any Eldar character names.
Okay, so, other than Yvrain, that's the only one I know off the top of my head.
Get in the robot you're in.
Yvrain. So, literally, Eldar pilots that pilot their mechs, I forget what they're called. They tend to be better when one of the twins of Born of Eldar dies and they put the soul inside the mech, and then the one that's the living twin pilots it.
Right.
I'm like, that's just a fucking Ava. That's like Shinji and his mom.
Yeah.
Because that's literally how Evangelions work. Is the mom is inside the Ava. The mom soul's inside the Ava. Spoilers for a show from the 90s.
What other shows from the 90s can I spoil? Cowboy Bebop is, he dies in the end. Spike dies.
Oh no, not Spike. He was my favorite
Spike.
character. Also, somehow
guy
Jet's
with
only like
face,
30-something.
You guys know that one anime that was shown on on Adult Swim at 3 in the morning? Yeah, the guy with the face in that show, yeah, he dies. Oh yeah, I got one thing I want to say before I go. I want someone, I don't know who, probably Dan Abnett because he writes some of the best Guard books. I want someone to write basically the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but they're all Ratlings, and it's in the 41st millennium.
Somebody's already beat you to that with a fantasy live play.
I'm going to take my nearest las rifle and place it directly in my mouth.
It's Zoran the Bear is one of the people in it too. So, i.e. the guy who played fucking what's his name in who's the fucking Primarch of the fucking Space Wolves, the Space Furries.
Lehman Russ.
Thank you. Zoran the Bear is the one who
collect Guard, and you don't know the name of the tank?
Yes, the tank that I call the mod tank. No, that's the Dorn tank.
I just call that one the Sherman, because it's literally a Sherman.
No shit. So the Lehman. So Lehman in text-to-speech device was voiced by Zoran the Bear, aka the guy who infamously said, "You know, when you start your red rage, those demons are going to eat you out like a popsicle."
Jesus Christ.
And to which point, in the outtakes, even Zoran the Bear went, "Oh God, no! I realized what I just said." And I can hear Alpha Busa laughing his ass the entire time he wrote that script.
Yeah.
God, I miss text-to-speech device.
It was good, but it is really outdated now.
Well, the problem is that was right around the time GW was screwing a lot of content creators over. Because they were...
I know.
It was becoming its own...
A lot of their jokes, like, the Emperor doesn't know what the Grey Knights are. The Emperor doesn't know what the Inquisition is when the more Horus Heresy books came out, and it's like, oh yeah, he knew what they were. He knew Malcador was doing this. He was fully aware of it.
To be fair, we're going off of when Alpha Busa didn't know that stuff. So now that we know that stuff, it's like it does kind of contradict the lore from... But also at the same time, text-to-speech device was kind of becoming its own timeline situation.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have been, at all upset.
Yeah, I mean, they literally brought Magnus in, and he's just, like, buddy-buddy now.
Well, he's a good... Well, because Magnus is, like, the only one who, of the Traitor Primarchs, could potentially be redeemed without any issues.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one...
Assuming he's not just literally being sock puppeted like Elmo by Zinch.
Oh, so they actually they answered that question in an episode.
Oh, no, I meant in canon.
In canon, it would be... You'd be questioning it the entire fucking time. In a text-to-speech device,
I know they did in text-to-speech.
In text-to-speech device, Emperor pops in, steals fucking Magnus's soul, bitch slaps Zinch, and then runs away like...
Yeah. But yeah, I'll have to look into it then. If he's done that, can you when you get a chance, can you send me a link to that?
What?
The rattling thing, the rattling part of the Rings.
I will have to go find it. I know Zoran the Bear and them. One of them was playing a rattling, and it was almost like they were setting it up for that bit.
I love that.
But I don't remember if they continued it. I know Zoran was playing like a Starfinder campaign recently because he was playing it. No, he wasn't playing the alien. He was playing something else.
Right.
But there was an alien character who's like he's trying to take over the world and he's like going to betray them, but at the same time he's like unintentionally helping them.
Right.
And it was just one of those things. I do know Zoran does have a VTuber model too, so I should... He literally is just a bear with a wizard hat. He's like streamed with Froggy and people. Damn you, Cement!
Oh! Alrighty then.
He wanted to be free.
I want to break free!
You're getting super glued now, bitch.
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna pop out. I'll see you later.
Go take care of your sick girlfriend.
Bye-bye.
Boy.
Ah.
Ah, God. If you would like to join, Bones, because you are now in the voice chat too, you have the ability to. I gotta fix it so everybody can join. Well, fix it so certain groups can join. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. Oh, God. I just want to get these guys all primed up so I can start painting them. You know, to be fair, I could have shown him my other project I'm working on, but I need a lot more orc bits for that. Specifically, orc vehicle bits. But yeah, if you remind me, if you're still listening, Green, after I finish stream, I'll take a picture of my other side project, and you can just look at me going, why haven't I started that yet? What's new, pussycat?
But what? Hold up. Well, that threw me off.
I knew you were popping in, so I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3.
It's one of those moments. It's like, let's see, how can we make somebody who's gonna come in and just make a noise or say hi just completely like shut their brain off?
I just knew you were popping in because if it wasn't you, it was gonna be Rajanka.
Ah, got you.
Although I think he passed out. I really should start the series I've always jokingly needed to say, where I need to bring in like other VTubers and be like, I'm going to teach you how to paint minis. Even though I am not exactly the best of painters. I'm
Already better than
okay.
me.
I'm okay. I've made it into like the top 5 of like a painting contest before.
Nice.
And I haven't done that many contests yet. Oh, damn it. Alright, fine. Specifically, it's just the same screen you're watching, but live.
Yeah. Just keep meaning to update my Discord reactive image to my like PNG tuber.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we gotta fix these two. I'm gonna put these two over here. I don't even think we're gonna have time to paint these guys tonight. I'm just trying to get their base coat, their prime slap chop base coat on. Which is literally gonna get covered by black and red paint, which is completely useless. It's just, it kind of makes certain material look better by doing this.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I gotta find a model. Okay, for you, what I need to go do is I need to go find some guardsman heads for felonids. And then paint a couple of felonids up to look like cat girls and stuff. Because, yes, in 40k there is canon cat girls.
I remember somebody was saying that because I think I was making a comment where like I would totally do some 40k thing if I could be like a cat girl, and they were like, there is a species that could.
That might have been me. So
Maybe.
So felonids are abhumans, like if you played Darktide.
But for the sake of the conversation, let's say sure.
You know, so Darktide, basically Vermintide. You know the big giant muscle bound dude.
I think I do.
He's the really dumb sounding guy when he talks and stuff. He's basically the heavy in Darktide. He's called an Ogren, is what they're called. But they're called abhumans, and basically abhumans are mutants. It's like, you're technically human, so we're not going to exterminate you. But you're not going to get treated like equals.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, well, it's 40k. To be fair, all the weapons and vehicles, all the weapons and gear that are on these soldiers are worth more than the actual soldier inside the armor.
Dope.
Yeah. I think if I remember right, one lasgun costs like is the equivalent to like 100 people's. Is like the equivalent to like 100 people's lives in a factory world. Is the math that somebody figured out. Which, yeah. Well, the Kriegsmen are weird, because the Kriegsmen, we don't really know how they reproduce. Because they just always mysteriously have enough soldiers, and they're all questionably like, how old are you, soldier? Mein Kommissar, we're old enough to fight. Even though they're not technically German, they're French, if we're going to be particular. Their helmets are like French World War One. But a lot of people are like, no, they're German. It's like, it's just, the German's funnier. Because their whole thing is trench warfare. Yeah. They really love trench warfare. They are the one guardsman faction where it's like, hi, we need to go on a suicide mission. Which is a normal guard thing, but it's like, this is even more of a suicide mission. The Kriegs are just going to raise their hand and go, we'll do it.
We heard mission?
We heard suicide mission? Literally, it's like, because their whole thing is they, like, around the time of the Horus Heresy in 40k, or 30k, basically, their planet got separated from humanity for, like, a couple hundred years, and their whole thing is, it's like, well, we fought off the traitors, but, like, we had to destroy our planet, and because we destroyed our planet, we kind of regret it, so it's like, we need to, like, sacrifice our names in the Emperor. To which point, even the Imperium's like, you did the one thing you're supposed to do, which is you destroyed the traitors. No, but we didn't do enough to stop the traitors. Like, we irradiated our planet. We irradiated our planet to do it. They're like, but you did but you stopped them, and you still are, like, giving us soldiers and stuff. That we're trying to figure out if you clone them or not, and we're not going to ask you if you are or not. But also, they are one of the many guards. They're like one of the 3 guardsmen groups that don't like. Their commissars, aka their commanders, actually have to do the opposite for them.
Yep.
So normally, commissars have to threaten to shoot you if you're trying to retreat. Kriegsmen, they have to basically be like, get your asses off the battlefield, we're just going to glass the planet. It's faster and safer that way. They're like, but we can defeat them. I do wish Darktide would add a Kriegsman armor to like the soldier character. I don't know if they will. But it would be funny. Yeah. What was I going to talk to you about? Because there was something I was going to ask. Yeah, I don't think we have time to start painting these guys. I need to figure out how I'm going to paint these guys up. Because if I'm going to do my normal Nami's heroes on them, I think their jackets are going to be red. And the rest of their clothes are going to... Well, actually, the problem is their boots are going to have to be black. Here, how do I have the commissar painted up? I think where is she? Do not accidentally show that on stream. No, I have a cup. I have a tiki cup that I can only show from this angle.
Oh.
I think you can see it on I think you can see it on the Discord if you look in one of the. I think I posted it in a specific spicy art. Is it in not safe for work? Or it's going to be past all the VR chat stuff because I need to just make a VR thing for that. Oh no, it's sorry, it's IRL.
Oh. Meow.
It's going to be above the melody thing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I can't show the front half of that cup.
Yeah, no, not really.
I was trying to find the commissar for this. Technically commissar. I think she might have disappeared to the ether. She'll reappear when I need her. She's probably like right here, and I just don't see her. But the commissar has a jacket. I might have to paint the jacket up black, which is going to be annoying, but it'll work. So the helmet will be black, and then I'll figure out how to do the face mask. Is going to stay leather. I should have 3D printed a Kriegsman and painted it up and saw how it looked, and then been like, okay, we'll do it that way. Oh, there she is. So this is technically well, she's not the commissar, but she's the commander. Commissar is going to have a very suspicious looking hat. Here. Yeah, depending on your era of commissar. Is that? Yeah, that'll work. Do we just do Caiaphas? Is that Caiaphas? Yeah, I'll do Caiaphas Kane because at least we can do Mood Kindred.
Yep. Oh.
Well, that's Caiaphas Kane. He's just a little more on the weird. His is a little bit more 40k-ish, but their armor used to look a little bit more suspicious.
Oh.
I'm trying to see if I could find the older one, because it's like, you can tell when they started to be like, you know, we should probably make it look less like that. And you can kind of get what I'm going when I say they needed to change it.
Yeah, because it looks like it's looking very similar to an outfit that a certain faction that used the same letter next to each other.
Yeah. But that's kind of the whole point of the Imperium, is it's every fascist dictatorship all rolled into one.
Yeah.
But we swear they're the good guys.
Right.
No, they're not. There's individuals that you could say are good guys in the 40k universe. Caiaphas Kane and Gaunt, who are both commissars. You could say they're good guys. Especially Gaunt. Gaunt's books read a lot more like a war novel, though. Caiaphas Kane, on the other hand, is, I swear, it's not necessarily comedy, but it's like, I swear I was running away to protect myself, only to somehow run into the enemy and accidentally blow up their base. And I meant to do it, I swear. I wasn't being a coward.
That just makes me think of the that like I forget, it was the Ace Attorney like goofy like cartoon video about it. That I don't know why that made me think of like the whole thing of like let me out. No, I'm not letting you out because every time you get out, you always seem to get charged with murder or something.
Oh yeah,
It only happened like twice. The fact that you think that's normal is highly concerning.
Well, the difference is from the there's an episode, if you heard me talking about text-to-speech device, there's an episode where they bring in Caiaphas Kane, and they're like, Caiaphas Kane and Hero of the Imperium, and he's like, believe it or not, he's voiced by Takahata, which, of course, where did we land on Takahata? Where did the internet land on Takahata? I don't remember.
Not a fucking clue. I have no idea who that is.
Alucard from Helsinger Bridged.
Oh.
And Weary 101. VTuber.
Oh. Gotcha.
Like I said, the problem is if you're not aware of the drama. There was drama. I don't remember what the drama was. I don't remember what happened. I don't know where we landed on it with that.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point now where which part of it I think accidentally got my Twitter account almost like flagged by Twitter thinking it was like a bot account. I like nuked my follower list hard, and I'm just like, when it comes to the social media stuff, I'm just not gonna interact with any other like communities. I'm just like, I'm gonna keep it to myself. I'm tired.
Yeah, pretty much that's where I'm kind of at too. I'm like, you know what? Unless it's like, I can't really do much else with these guys tonight, so I just figured we could chat for a little bit.
Gotcha.
It's like I need to figure out my paint scheme, and it's like I need a sacrificial one, or I'm gonna need to go find a third party.
Right.
And print that up. Which is what I probably should have done before I built all these, but I really wanted to build this box because it's like, oh look, I paid for this box, I need to build them.
Exactly.
Well, and then you saw me also talking about another plan, which is using Gundams as proxy. Because there's a faction in 40k that looks kind of like they have Gundams. And I'm like, so I should make Gundams look like them. The problem is I need Tau bits for them. So, when GW was trying to get into the Japanese market, they created this group called the Tau. Long story short, the Tau were supposed to be the quote-unquote good guys, which technically 40k and 30k needs a good guy faction. Because you need that group that basically shows this is what definitive good guys are in the Grimdark universe, so that the rest of the Grimdark looks even more Grimdark. But the problem is fans went, we don't want good guys, we only want bad guys. So like, fine, their leaders are brainwashing them with like pheromones and shit. That's dumb. It's like, you want them to be villains? Well, we want them to be interesting. Fine, we'll add a guy who's fighting against them, who also believes in the greater good, but he doesn't believe in the Ethereal's message. Okay. Also, we're gonna give him a cool demon sword. That's keeping him alive for like 200 years. Okay. I'm trying to sound more like Patrick than dumb, but yeah.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah. And that's my problem. Is I like the Tau as a concept, which is why there was actually a first-person shooter called Fire Warrior, which is based off of their stuff. And like they were fighting with Space Marines, which nowadays is like, that's heretical. That's very heretical. But I forget which writer it was. He was really pushing for the Tau at the time. And then, of course, people are like, oh, they're the most anime weeb faction. I'm like, no. They're, to use Gundams, they're the mobile suits. They're the mass-produced, easy to acquire, quote-unquote easy to acquire, faction that's just basically just that. Eldar are the most anime. Which I'm not sure if you heard that conversation too when Green was here.
Don't think so, because I kind of tuned in. I think like kind of popped in like near the end of y'all's conversation with this stuff.
So basically, the Eldar literally have a thing where their equivalents to their mech suits are built out of space magic bullshit. They're usually powered by the soul of a dead Eldar, and if it's a twin of a living Eldar, it works even better. Okay, Shinji and his mom.
Yeah, I remember, because you guys made the joke of, like, spoiling Evangelion or something, and I'm just like, I'll forget in 2 minutes. Because that's still
it's Evangelion.
Fucking listening to watch.
It's Evangelion. Which timeline? Because it's like they reboot the timeline like 4 times.
Yeah, no, I just gotta watch it. I have not yet, and it's just like.
Well, no, because here's the problem. It's like every series is canon. Because I think they reboot the universe like 5 or 6. Like basically every time it gets to the end of the universe, Shinji reboots it. And makes slight changes each time. Which is why there's now a new girl, and also the femboy that comes in at the end of the series is now actually a part of the main team instead of like coming in at the end of the series. And now Shinji's questioning his sexuality by the newest series.
Jesus.
But also we don't talk about what he does to Asuna.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that scene. I know that part.
Yeah. I think he doesn't do that in the reboot universes.
He learns to control himself.
Apparently.
Oh.
Or they skip it. Also, there's like a faction that's trying to bring about the end of the world, but then there's a faction that wants to stop it, and it's this whole convoluted bullshit.
Oh,
there's a couple of YouTube channels where they tell you it's like, here's how you watch it. You don't have to watch this. It gets explained in another thing.
Yeah, no, that's one of those moments too where like different anime is up where that I sit there and it's like if there's like a couple iterations of the series, it's like okay, which one do I watch? Because I know.
Well, the problem is with Evangelion, they all are connected, so you just have to figure out okay, which episodes do I need to watch from the original. Then when the reboot happens, where do I watch from there?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's one of those situations.
Yeah,
it's not like One Piece where it's like, well, technically you can't skip the first 500 episodes.
Yeah.
Because of all the character growth that happens, and then you can skip at this point, and then you can do the time jump. But don't forget, you might find out stuff that you didn't find out about if you didn't watch the stuff before the time jump. Which is why Oda is now making a secondary series that's basically just like, you know what, we're going to get rid of all the filler and just speed run it so people who don't want to watch all 1,000 whatever episodes it is can just watch it and get caught up to all the new episodes. But speaking of, because I'm pretty sure Rajanka might still be here since we're now talking about it, I've heard a theory that the One Piece is just a time machine and he's going to go back and become the original Joy Boy. AKA his Form 5. Gear 5.
So, warning, I know jack shit about One Piece other than it's the name of it and it's long as fuck.
So, to make a very long story
and Nami,
short...
of course.
Yeah. To make a long story very short, he didn't actually eat the gum fruit. He actually ate a devil fruit called the, I forget what it is, but basically it's the god of justice and, it's a trickster god's devil fruit. And that's why he has his powers. The problem is he doesn't know how to fully use his powers. So he only knows how to, like, be stretchy. But that's probably what makes him so dangerous, is the fact that he doesn't know how to fully use his powers. And accidentally limited himself when somebody said, oh yeah, you can't swim after you eat a devil fruit. Because it's like, I think there's canonically like a couple of characters that do swim even though they've eaten a devil fruit. And that's just, literally I summed up like several hundred episodes right there.
Jesus.
Because I know as soon as I start talking about it, Rajanka or like one of the other few people who are One Piece fans are going to come in and like correct me.
At which point I'm just going to have that like high off catnip like cat stare of just.
It's just the.
No, straight up.
That's how it feels. It's like you have to have somebody who's actually watched all of One Piece explain most of it to you, and explains it in a simple way where it's just like, yeah, you don't have to watch these 20 filler episodes to understand this, but it's like watching them is kind of cool though.
No, I get you. One Piece is just one of those ones where maybe if I started watching, I would like get into it, but it's just.
That's the problem. It's like if you had
no
started
drive.
watching it when the series initially started and we're still watching it now, it would be fine. But it's now one of those shows you have to commit yourself to watching.
Yeah.
Or you have to go find somebody to do all the recaps to explain what the hell happened.
No, exactly. It would, for me, it would be one of those ones if I was gonna be like hyper cooped up.
Long enough to be able to watch
home
all of
or
it.
whatever.
There's somebody
Yeah.
raising their kid right now where they're showing him an episode a day since they were born. And I'm like, by the time the kid's old enough to understand it, it's like, great, I'm going to have to restart the series now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another series that's like that. Okay, there's not really any comparable.
No, I mean, the only series, but it's not like that kind of convoluted. But like when it comes to like series that like been rebooted, the only one I can think of because it was one I was thinking of watching. I'm not sure how was Full Metal Alchemist, because I know there's FMA and then there's Brotherhood.
Okay, so Brotherhood is fans of the manga who weren't fans of the anime. That's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay, because I heard it was like a thing where like the Brotherhood was like it followed the manga a lot more closely than the anime.
Yes. So Brotherhood follows the manga more accurately. The anime, because the anime was one of those ones where it's like they bought the rights to the anime while they were still working on the manga.
Yeah.
It's like the original Hellsing series versus Hellsing OVA.
Right, yeah, that's another one too.
Yeah. Hellsing OVA follows the manga where it's Nazi vampires. Hellsing original anime is like, oh, it's this artificial vampire who was traveling the world, like doing this weird, I forget what it was. Because I don't remember the full thing. And also, it's like, it's less obvious that he's Dracula, or it's like, it's more obvious that everybody knows he's Dracula. In the original series.
Okay.
Because the OVA, they're just like, they kind of build it up that nobody knew he was a Dracula, even though it's like, but it is kind of obvious that he's Dracula. And then, of course, we get the famous joke from Hellsing and Bridge. It's like, you know, it took us forever to realize what the real name of Alucard is, and it jumps to the Pope dude going, Dracula! It's like, to be fair, we were busy planning out World War III. God, I've watched it. The problem is, it's like, I haven't watched any newer animes, and I know people are going to be like, oh, did you watch any Jujutsu Kaisen or whatever? And I'm like, no.
I've only seen the first season of that. It was good, but I haven't really watched
I
any
have
new
yet
stuff.
to... This is to tell you how little anime I've watched. I have yet to properly watch My Hero Academia. I've seen episodes. I haven't properly watched it.
Yeah, that's another one I don't have any desire.
Well, to be fair, it started as like the stereotypical shonen anime, so I'm just like, I know where this is going.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those.
Well, shonen animes are coin toss. They're either going to be really good and really hype, or it's like, it was a really good series, and it did get there, but it's just like, But they keep doing like spin-off movies now.
Yeah.
Because now apparently there's a new episode or a new movie that came out where Invisigirl now has finally had her power like turned off long enough so that we could see what she actually looks like.
Yeah, I saw because like I think it was like in the manga as well, but they
Well,
finally
they've
did,
always
like,
the manga's always kind
animated
the manga we've always kind of known what she looked like, because I think there's somebody who's described what she looked like.
Well, I mean, besides the Rule 34 art of her, what she looked like, I remember seeing, I thought, like an official panel that showed, or something that made her power got turned off for like a moment, so they saw what she looked like.
We've always known what she looks like. We just never had it in the anime, because it's like
Okay.
there's like an art book he made where it's like he just showed what she's supposed to look like, and what her super suit looks like when her powers are turned off, if they ever get turned off. Because apparently her suit is made out of her hair. Because she actually is wearing a super suit.
Cue all the like the Rule 34 freaking like plotline people. Damn it!
Well, to be fair, it's like she's still no matter what see-through with or without it. It's just she asked for it to be made, and they were like, okay, how can we do it? Well, if we take her hair and figure out how to synthesize that into a thread,
Yeah.
we can make a suit out of it. And that's what they did.
I mean, I don't blame her. If you were like someone with that power, you'd still be, after a while, you'd still be sitting there going like, nobody can see me, but I'm still naked. I need clothing.
To be fair, you would probably eventually get like the Invisible Man, where you just wouldn't care. But that's the whole point of the Invisible Man. It's like he only puts... It's like Invisible Man, and if we're going off of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen version, it's like he only puts on clothes for the sake of everybody else.
Right.
It's like he has no problem walking around naked. It's not until he puts on like makeup where it's like, oh, you're actually walking around with your with your pork and beans out. That's a fucking movie that... that's a fucking movie that... Well, that's a fucking movie where it's like, that had such a potential, and then you read the comics and it's like, how did you fail so hard? And it's like, well, because we just bought the rights to it and we didn't give a shit about reading it. But I think it was like it's weirdly was faithful to like a certain run of the comic. But it wasn't like Hellboy faithful. Okay, so Hellboy wasn't faithful either, but the difference is Guillermo del Toro made his version of Hellboy its own thing, where people are like, oh, Hellboy must be like that in the comics. No. He is, but he's not how Ron Perlman is. Sadly, the remake with What's-His-Name from Stranger Things is more accurate to the comics. But his movie sucked. Because it didn't have the Guillermo flair to it, and there was a couple of other things that was like, eh. Story-wise, it's almost verbatim the same story where he fights Morgan Le Fay and finds out he is a lineage of King Arthur, which is why he can wield Excalibur. It once again, it's a comic where we would have to sit here all night talking about it.
Yeah, no, my brain's not. My brain's fried from Satisfactory for that.
Yeah, why the hell are you still talking? Your brain should be turned off by now.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm like kind of like giving short answers. I'm I'm just right now exploring for more power slugs, but
yeah,
I like nuked a large chunk of my factory and rebuilt it because it was just super spaghetti.
Well, to be fair, that's Satisfactory right there. Hi, I've built this factory that's pretty efficient. Oh, cool, I just found this blueprint to make things more efficient. Let me tear down my factory and rebuild it more efficient. Oh, hey, look, I found another blueprint. Fuck!
Yeah. Well, for me, it more looked like you would look at the all the conveyor belts going for some of the material and just realize, huh, I can't.
Hey, as long as it doesn't
look,
doesn't look like Josh from Let's Game It Out, I think you're fine.
It was getting there.
To be fair, I think Josh, at some point, if I remember right, does mention that he did do video game testing, or does do video game testing, which is why he's got this Uber rig for testing stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why he can run his games for like 10 hours straight and do like weird things. Well, because I thought you were playing the water park sim because of him, and then I was like, oh, a bunch of people probably are just playing it right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular one right now. Well, I know the biggest thing that's making it popular is I think it was like Queso had played it, created a thing called Goob Lagoon, and of course, like, people are making, like, some of the community members are, like, literally taking out, like, advertisements around, like, LA and shit, like, advertising it, and of course it's chaotic because it's just a goofy sim game.
Yeah.
And now, like, celebrities, because they need to try to pretend to be relevant, are, like, commenting on it. Like, I know one of them is that fucking stupid bar rescue guy, John Tapper. Literally was, like, doing, like, a TikTok, acting like it's a real place, being like, hey, Queso, I saw your videos of your Goob Lagoon. Come on, man. Like, you got to do a little better managing your water, your company. I can help you with that. It's just like, it's getting to like that kind of thing. Which, I mean,
the problem is,
good
it's
for
like once it
Queso.
gets to that point, it's like, okay, the beam's dead.
A little bit, yeah. But I mean, it's just funny because it's like, well, for the longest time, I kept seeing like comments, enough TikToks about it where I actually had to make sure, because I got to the point where I'm like, wait, is this a real place or was this the fucking power wash or the water park sim game? Because I thought it was actually like a legit like thing, like Queso tried to like open or something and it just failed miserably. But,
I listen. I wouldn't put it past any big name VTubers.
yeah, I mean, well, knowing Queso, I think if you try to open up something, it would be like not a water park. It'd probably be like something helpful because he just seems like that kind of chill dude.
Yeah. Well, if I was so there's the two things I would start. There is the charity group I would like to start, but that's a whole explanation of that. And then IRL, what I would do if I was going to buy like anything like that, I would just go in on something that's successful and just partner with them. Because it's like I'm not going to change your business model. We're just going to add like specialty nights and stuff.
No, yeah, exactly. Or if it's like a store, just be like, here, I'll give you funds to like maybe open like a second location that I like would manage, but we'll keep everything the same.
It's like because it's like I think there's a guy up here. What he does, because what I would do is I'd like to franchise one of his shops if he's still working. What it is you can buy stuff from his shop, or you can pay to be in the shop for like hours at a time and be able to pretty much use anything that's already open and available. So you can go. So it's a hobby shop. So but he also does like paint classes. He has this like really nice cafe that's got boba and stuff in it. They even like have showers in the back area for people who either got off work or whatever, or if you smell, it's like they give you a free token to be like, go take a shower. It was like a whole thing, and I'm like, okay, I would like to work with that guy because that guy would be awesome to work with.
Yeah.
Because then you could do start doing like community outreach stuff where you help like get like group things for like kids who need like help and stuff like that. And you also like after school like learning courses and things.
Oh, I almost just fell off like a lethal cliff there.
But yeah,
because I'm driving around in Satisfactory right now to get the power slugs. And I just like looked and it's just like drove up to the cliff and I'm like, oh, what's the hit the brakes.
Alright, let's see here. Who are we gonna go raid? We could go do Booby Queen, who's doing Potion Craft. We could do my guy, who's playing Silk Song. I was trying to see if there was anybody playing a horror game because it is October, which surprisingly nobody is that I follow. Oh wait, somebody's playing.
Yeah, I didn't see a big thing of like VTubers doing kind of like Spooktober this year.
I'm surprised. The only person I see one person playing Alice Madness Returns. I wouldn't really consider that a horror game, although it's got horror themes. Then again, what I consider horror is probably closer to like Silent Hill.
Yeah. Somebody's
playing Metro Exodus, so that's kind of a horror game.
That's just psychological warfare.
Yeah. Somebody's playing Fatal. Okay, so I am starting to actually notice people. It's like, okay, so somebody's playing Fatal Frame. Somebody's playing Phasmophobia. I don't consider it Phasmophobia. It's horror adjacent.
It was. I feel like it used to be more considered horror. Now it's just goofy.
Now it's gone to the goof. Like it and Dead by Daylight are both those things where they started as horror, but it's like the memes have turned them into something completely different.
DVDs. That's just the devs are just trying to almost. It's like I swear they're purposely trying to like just get that game to just die.
They keep trying to, and then somehow it's like, no, we're not going to let it. The fans are like, no, we're not going to let it. It's like literally they make a freaking April Fool's game that sold stupidly well. That was a dating sim.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that.
I got at least 2 female characters. The hunter and the trapper, and I forget who the other one was. Like, no, I did the one of the men. I did 3. I didn't do the trapper because it was just like, you give me weird vibes, and I don't feel like finding out that you're a decent guy or not. Apparently he's a leather daddy, though, if you go fully into his storyline. So I'm like, alright, fine, I might have. No, chat, we're not going to finish it. Although I think the only person who would ask me to finish it is Lurka, and he hasn't been here in forever. Alright. I really don't want anybody who's stupidly high into the double digits. Although, fucking hell, Mizuki, good god. Starting to make me feel like I should not talk to you anymore. Lady Mizuki's a friend of ours who is a, I think she's a raccoon. I forget what she is exactly off the top of my head, but she's got 127 people watching her right now, and she's just playing World of Warcraft. I'm like, I'm not gonna, I don't want to do one with only 2 people. I always feel weird rating into people who are like, anything above 50 when I've only got like 2 people. I'm like, let's go make somebody else's night who's got like single digits.
Yeah.
Let's do. I do Lexi Grimm, but they always have their stuff turned off. Okay, which Legend of Zelda is it? Trails of Cold Steel. The Legend of Heroes. Somebody's playing Super Mario Sunshine. Alright, Silent Hill. I know it's not F, it's that stupid music key symbol.
Oh yeah, Fortissimo.
Yeah.
I think we all just call it F though.
I think everybody calls it F because I was just like, I didn't realize it was that Fortissimo, and I'm like, it's been.
No, I didn't realize that until you now, right when you said it. I'm like, oh yeah, that is actually the. I
Well,
think that's what that.
I only realized what it was because it's like it's related to the game, but also I looked at it again recently, and I was like, wait, I know how to read sheet music. Fuck. One of these days, I'll restring my violin and actually play on stream. I probably suck because I haven't touched it in like 8 years.
Last time I tried to play my saxophone earlier this year, I freaking was like out of breath so fucking fast.
Well, the differences between the violin and the guitar. The violin, I could probably reteach myself in like a weekend how to play. I just would have to get my calluses back.
Oh god, yeah.
Whereas the guitar, I actually have to like properly reteach myself because I like barely started to learn it. Because the problem is my guitar teacher during high school was just like, we're just going to sit here all day, just prove you can play the notes, and then just you can do whatever you want the rest of class. I don't give a shit. It's like the only thing that's going to matter on your grade is the report you do on a guitar is at the end of the year. It's like, alright, fine. And I purposely did Slash.
Noise.
Yeah. Well, it's like because everybody else did like either newer people or they did like
Van Halen.
Yes, at least one person did Van Halen. I think somebody else did Jimmy.
I feel like the person who did Van Halen that was the metalhead of the class.
Oh no, the metalhead of the class did an actual like the metalhead that I hung out with. He actually did like a legit metal person, but he did like he did one of those people where it's like when you heard them play, you're like, oh, that's a person who knows how to play the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's guys like Lenny, where Lenny was clearly somebody who Lenny knew how to play a guitar, but he played a bass way better. Well, because him and the person who does the actual bass music for Gorillaz are both people who you would not recognize their bands without the bass player.
Oh yeah.
Well, because Murdoch, the character, it's like Feel Good would not sound anything without that do 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 do.
Oh yeah.
Because somebody actually removed the bass, and I'm just like, this doesn't sound like Feel Good. Also, I forgot during Phase 5 he was replaced by what's his name from the Powerpuff Girls, the Rowdy Rough Boys.
Oh yeah.
Because somebody showed a picture of that recently. I'm like, who the fuck? Oh, right, the Powerpuff Girl crossover. They did for like 2 months, and then he broke out of jail, and the other guy got put back in jail, or whatever it worked out as. Because the show ended so fucking fast, because everybody's like, we don't like the reboot.
I just listen to the music. I don't follow any of that kind of lore.
Well, no, because it was Powerpuff Girls. Because it was the guy from Rowdy Rough Boys from the Powerpuff Girls, and it was around the time they did the reboot for Powerpuff Girls.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that because, well, the thing that was I remember it was wild is I think I started watching like the first episode of the reboot because the trailer I remember seeing from it looked like it was gonna be some really like badass kind of like similar grit to the original series.
Well, because they were acting like Genndy Tartakovsky came back and was doing it, and Gendry's like, yeah, I'm not touched that. It's some other dude who's taken over. Because Cartoon Network didn't want to pay him to come back and work on his own show.
That sounds about right for networks.
Yeah. Well, Cartoon Network in particular. Although what's funny is they brought him back to do a Samurai Jack, and they said, we'll let you put it on Adult Swim and let you finally do blood and gore. And then we got the ending that was basically just Gurren Lagann's.
Oh my god! Speaking of Gurren Lagann, I gotta rewatch that because there was like years ago I got through most of the anime and then just stopped watching it because for no real reason, and then I never picked it back up. So
it's because it gets weird, and unless you're into like the Studio Trigger weird stuff.
Oh no, I am. It was one of those things I just got busy with things, and then just it spaced my mind, and then just like, and every now and again I'll be like, oh fuck, I gotta rewatch it, and then forget.
Yeah. Well, and then of course now Crunchyroll is going to use AI to do their auto translation for stuff, and I'm like, no more Crunchyroll. Although I think I already canceled Crunchyroll years ago for something else stupid they did.
I have my sources for anime in my Animu. Because not the questionable ways to watch stuff where it's you use uTorrent. No, I don't do that. I just find websites.
I know.
I haven't
the original
torrented
Kiss
anything.
anime.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's still
Kiss
around
anime's
for the best.
Kiss anime's not a thing anymore. They got sued out of they got cease and desist out of existence.
Yeah. I mean, I use another site, but I ain't gonna say.
No, don't say it online. Don't say it online.
Because one of your two viewers that the other person that's not me is totally offended, getting ready to like.
Listen, do you know how many times I have said it is morally okay to pirate shit?
Oh yeah. I mean, hey, at this point, from how some of the game studios are, if we don't own the game, then it's not, then pirating is not stealing.
That's the thing. It's like, if you don't own the game, it's not pirating. If you buy a game and you don't own it, it's not piracy to steal it. Technically, in
So by now-
general, most forms of piracy are not technically illegal. The only act in like piracy, in digital piracy, is when there's nothing wrong with ripping it off of a disc and having a digital version copy of it for yourself. There's nothing wrong with you giving that copy to a friend for free. There is nothing wrong with you even technically charging a friend. Technically, the only times it becomes illegal is when you charge money for that copy
Right.
and when you upload it. And even then, the upload is technically questionable because the way you upload is the same way they all upload to those same websites. It's just they encrypt it so that you can't just unencrypt it.
Right.
So, it's the same reason why they try and act like, oh, you putting your disc into a disk drive is illegal. It's like, oh, and ripping it is illegal. It's like, isn't that just how the disk drive works? Is you just rip it. The difference is the ripper software just takes the copy of the disc instead of
Right. Like
doing the temporary copy.
Yeah, like it still basically leaves like some kind of like kind of key or something on the disc where you need to put it in so it goes, okay, I can go now.
Yeah. That's kind of why it's like, that's why I was jokingly saying, because of the whole stupid thing that happened on Saturday with YouTube, I'm like, I'm tempted to just finally make my website capable of uploading videos. The problem is I'd have to pay way more to put like multi-hour videos on, and I don't really want to do that because I'd have to like make a tier for people to be able to charge on there. Or even funnier would be my first thing of merch would just be a Blu-ray or thumbstick copy of like last year and this year's Nami's Monster Cinema. But I had to go see if I can rip them from websites. Because that's the part that bugs me even more, is that they didn't copyright strike me last year when I uploaded the VODs.
Yeah, who knows? Like one thing I was thinking too is like that is it's probably like some either like official piece of media uses a clip, like a chunk of the clip from it enough where it
Well, here's the thing.
The system doesn't realize that's not
Here's the
their
best part.
ownership of that clip.
That happened last year with one of them. All I did is I just cut that part out of the video.
Oh.
This didn't even do that. It just said it was copyright struck by a third company, and we're deleting your video. They didn't even give me the opportunity to like cut the copyrighted stuff out. They just said some third-party company claimed it, and they said fuck you and took it. And when I appealed it, they're like, yeah, we're gonna go with the third party on this. And then I called them out on YouTube, on a Twitter. Hi YouTube, I'm talking shit about you. Because I know I'm on YouTube right now too. I called him out on Twitter going, hey, I was reacting to something that's in the public domain and falls under fair use. And they're like, well, it's copyrighted, so that's the reason this happened. It's like, did you not read when I say it's public domain and fair use? They're like,
no,
well, fair use is like a subjective thing. It's like,
no.
Fair use is not subjective. That is a very legal documentation thing.
Well, this is YouTube, where again, it's literally like I could go and basically. It sounds like it's like the process of like claiming ownership to content is a little too easy.
Oh,
it sounds like I could.
So from what I've heard, there's a company, and there's at least a couple of companies. I know of one in India, and I think there's one here in America that do this. Where what they purposely did is they uploaded a bunch of like old movies and stuff, old public domain movies, and then they privated them. But what happens is because they uploaded them, they claim copyright on that stuff, and they can take it down on people's stuff. And so it's just like, fuck you, it's public domain, you don't have the right to own it. That's the whole point of public domain. That's the reason why I can write a book about, I can make a movie or a book about Frankenstein, as long as I'm not claiming to be the original Mary Shelley book. You can't technically do anything about it.
Yep.
It's the reason why I can make Peter Pan, because technically Peter Pan's in the public domain, although he falls into this weird copyright situation.
Oh, is it like one of those weird ones, like a certain variation of Peter Pan's like in the public domain, but like
The
one
original,
everybody
like the
knows is
original
not.
book of Peter Pan is in the public domain.
Ah,
It's like Steamboat Willie. Steamboat
yeah,
Willie's in the public
that was the
domain.
one yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Is like for comparison with Steamboat Willie, because it's like Steamboat Willie's in the public domain, but it's like I think the moment you remove any of the characteristics and make him lean more towards Mickey Mouse,
The
is
moment
when you're
you
about
put
to have
him in,
Disney's like foot
yeah.
up his up
the
your
minute
ass.
you put him in red pants and basically make him look like a Mickey from the last 60 or whatever year, 65 years post Steamboat Willie, it's like, nope, that falls under our copyright. So, because it's 65 years. I had to double check that
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember it was something ridiculous
because it was
long.
40 year. It was like 40 something years. Actually, it might have been 60 years, and then they bumped it up to 70 or something like that. It was something weird where I'm like, it's not super much of a difference, but it's enough to piss off a lot of people who were waiting for some stuff.
Because I think it was like, if I remember it too, like the reason it kept getting extended was because of Disney. Because I think it was like every time Mickey Mouse especially was about to.
Well, they only
go
did
into public domain,
they only did it once. They tried to do it a second time, but the courts were just like, nope.
Yeah.
You've been around too long. Nope. Allow the original shit to go into public domain.
Yeah, which is why like Winnie the Pooh and all that is public domain.
Well,
to get the,
so Winnie the
or-
Pooh is once again one of those funny things where they didn't actually own the original rights like Peter Pan. Somebody else did. The original. So the horror movie, don't go off the horror movie because the horror movie purposely did something to piss off Disney. As long as it's the original yellow stuffed bear, that is in the public domain. The original books written by whoever it is who wrote Winnie the Pooh, those books are in public domain. The minute you put Winnie the Pooh in a red shirt and he sounds anything like the Winnie the Pooh that goes, "Oh bother," that's when Disney goes, fuckers, that's ours.
I just put a knot in my back. Not in a new way.
Yeah.
Oh, this action. Holy shit, this action. Oh, there we go. Okay.
But yeah, as long as it's the original, like, really old picture books, yellow stuffed bear, that falls into public domain. But the funny thing is, there was a horror movie called Winnie the... whatever it was. It was basically a horror movie parody of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
They put him in a red shirt, but technically, but it was a white shirt at the beginning of the movie. It was just red by the end because of all the blood. It's like, I know what you're doing.
Also, I'm about to send you a funny picture I just saw on Reddit, and your DMs don't show this on stream.
Oh, no shit. Oh, God. How cursed are we about to be?
The Dream PC setup.
Is it what I think it is? Oh. To be fair, that certain sticker on the PC gave away. Although, that's Bumble.
Yeah.
The fact that I know which toy that is. I'm not saying the full name or what company it was, but it's a pretty interesting toy company.
You can.
I know. I can
They're
say
another
Bad
one of those
Dragon.
brands. Yeah, you can. I was gonna say you could technically say the name of the Naughty Lizard. I was just jokingly call it Naughty Lizard.
I know. But I just make that joke. It's like, I never know when there's going to be a secret Twitch moderator in my two-person chat.
Right. No, I don't know. It's just so weird because like the thing too, even with like, I still am very not sure about like, Blue Heart site. If like you can say the name or not, because that content site, like one of the Twitch cons a couple years ago, they were one of the sponsors, but then all of a sudden people were talking about, being like, oh yeah, I'm about to upload a video over on that site, and we're getting like the like
Content
couple day bans.
Content ID, yeah.
No, just like it was some weird shit where like for a while where now everybody was like, oh, you can't say that word. Like I actually got to the point when I was doing content on there, I'm like, I started calling it a funny site, like Blue Heart.
Well, that's
site,
why I call it Blue Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how I
That's
use it.
what
Is I use it more as like Twitch, but for stuff that I can't stream on Twitch.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did too. But it's just weird because like I remember that was one where people were getting in trouble just saying the name of the site, and then but then of course everybody was going, wait, weren't they a sponsor for TwitchCon?
And then I think around that time is why you can still say it, but it's like they only were really punishing like a certain like size of people. I noticed too. But it's like the problem is it's like I know my luck is gonna be one of these times I'm gonna be talking about it. It's gonna be that one Twitch moderator that's like, oh, we need to find a VTuber to recommend for the front page. Oh, look at this person. Let's go see what content they're talking about. Oh, look, they're talking about. Oh God! Oh no!
Yeah. God, just made me think of like when Melody first got on Twitch.
Well, the funny thing
Lasted
is,
once.
the problem is with Melody, people like constant. There's people who just don't like Melody, and they constantly are trying to like kick her off.
Oh yeah, no, she loved that crap the second she started doing her spicy streams too on the chatting site there. Where like she literally like it got to the like what was funny is like a lot of the top models on that site were advocating for it because they were smart about it. They're just like, hey, she's breaking records on this site, so that's just more revenue for all of us. But then like a lot of like I would say probably like page 3 and like further in.
Yeah.
Like models were like all being like, oh, we're kind of doing that whole shtick thing of like, no, this should be for people who are showing their flesh. This should be for actual people.
Well, the problem is it's like people don't realize it's like that is one of the things about VTubers. It's like if you put a VTuber somewhere, you're more likely to get somebody. Because we've started to notice marketing teams doing this, where it's like, hey, if we get a VTuber involved in this, people will actually come and check it out. Hi, look at Dodger Stadium and HoloLive.
Yep.
Do you know how many people became baseball fans because of HoloLive?
Right, exactly. And then it's just the thing too is like it just drives traffic because like whether it's a spicy site, Twitch, Dodgers, because the thing is too is like especially on the spicy site, somebody may see like a lewd tuber or whatever stream and be like, that's weird. Ooh, boobs in the corner.
That's the whole
one
point.
Recommended ones.
That's the whole thing. Is you come in for the VTuber and then it's like, oh look, IRL stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. But then yeah, no, I remember Twitch. Well, Twitch is because she like was coming in kind of being a little like extra lewd because she technically got partner the moment she started on Twitch.
Well, she's one of those people where she was a big enough content person.
Right.
She's gonna have a following come with her no matter what.
Yeah, well, I remember that's what I heard from one of her like moderator, her one and only moderator on like Discord at the time was like talking. I guess is that she was like like talking to like Twitch and like stuff because of that was because she's like I'm about to bring a huge like market with me, but she lost it within a day because she did her debut stream and then got banned for like a week.
Yeah. Well, it's like she's been banned like 3 or 4 times now, and it's like the first time it's like everybody's just like Melody.
Well, to be fair, part of I think the main reason for the first time, or part of it, was her in her little animated space. She forgot to get rid of a personal massager off the bed in the back. I remember we all were in chat.
It was a couple of things. I remember it was that. I remember it was something else.
Well, I my little.
She had like a 3 strike. She had like 3 things all happen within like that same stream.
Oh, I mean, I can't remember because again, this was like now 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But part of me too. I like my little tinfoil hat thing is I think it was also just Twitch quickly making an example of her, because I remember she got on there being a little extra like quite raunchy and stuff for Twitch's like tolerance, but like not fully skirting into like TOS breaking, but like
not like the people who go not like the IRL streamers who do hot tub streams.
Yep, exactly. But there was quite a few VTubers and VR chat streamers who were just like I know one of them specifically. I'm not gonna name because whatever. Also, not actually. I literally forgot their name and then I remembered again, but still not saying.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like. They were like, you know what? If Melody can get away with this, I'm gonna get so much looter on my streams because fuck it, like why can only she do it? Blah blah. And I think so many people have had that.
The problem is that's the problem. Is like stuff like that happens all the time where Twitch will let something for like 5 seconds and then people like stretch it out further than it should be. It's like, no, when we say tasteful nude, we mean like video game tasteful nude. We don't mean straight up porn games.
Oh, you mean like that 24 hours when they're like, hey, we're gonna allow artists to have tasteful like nude and show like some basic nudity, so you don't have to keep censoring your artwork, and everybody and a bunch of like dumb insert some words I can't really say I should say while you're live. Decided to take that too far. Oh, and including this one stupid VTuber who literally like got herself turned into a major brand risk and lost all her sponsors overnight because she's a stupid fucking. And more words I'm not going to say because I don't know your tolerance for various expletives on your stream.
As long as it's not racist or something like
No.
the hard R word.
No, I was just saying see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. No, she's fine.
Yeah, that was the one that like pissed me off, and she kept acting like people were in her stream, so we were like, okay, you're going too far, because she literally had her VTuber model was naked, all of her like it was pinup art technically, because I think that was the only part of the rules Twitch was like at the time, like
it had to be like a pinup. It couldn't be like
full sexual like activities. But it was like she was one of the big ones because she was like gaining like 10,000 viewers or some shit. So she was like full front page of everything.
Well, and then the best part is all the IRL streamers who were doing the same thing, and it's just like they weren't getting in trouble.
Yeah. Well, she was like it was part of her, and then there was a couple of stupid artists that were like her. But I mean, part of it too was this was also Twitch's own doing, because Twitch decided, hey, we're gonna allow people to do this.
Well, I think what happened is they were probably hoping people were going to do... We're probably going to be like, oh, we're going to be smart, and we're just going to be, like... We're going to be careful and not go over the top with it, and then it's just like, oh, no.
Yeah, well, I know one artist, like, was drawing, like, for, like, hours, just this one gigantic-ass schlong. So, like, if you looked at... Well, the problem with, too, is Twitch didn't do any kind of thumbnail blurring. So that was the biggest problem. The
other problem is they didn't define what they meant by it, and then people just took it.
Yeah.
Because it's like what they should have done is they should have been like, here's an example of what we mean, and try not to do anything dumber than that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, most of the artists understood. They're just like, because I know like a lot of VTuber model or like artists were just like, oh, good. So that I don't have to go through a whole process of making a layer of like temp clothing if I'm trying to just by chance work around the chest of this female model.
Yeah.
If I'm showing some boobage and potentially some nip, not a big deal. That's great. But then they get that dude drawing the gigantic schlong. There's a lot of those VTubers being like that. But then on Twitch's problem at that time, which is where it's their own fault, was if somebody marked their content as like 18 plus that was doing that. At the time, the thumbnails did not blur, so that was the problem. Is some kid could literally like not logged in or anything, just go to twitch.tv, go to art, and then boom, was seeing actual like adult content in the thumbnails, and it's just like, okay, that was Twitch's fault. But then I'm not surprised that didn't last like 24 hours in it, but it was like once it got reverted immediately back, like a large chunk of especially the art community was just like, wow, thanks guys.
Yeah.
Like we got
I knew as soon as Twitch did this, I was just like, I'm not even gonna take my chances.
Oh, I didn't do anything. Yeah, I didn't do anything. I like literally saw how people were acting. I'm like, yeah, no, I gave it like a week. Like
because I think the most I would have done is there is a separate PNG model that's a little bit on the looter side I have that I use on Blue Twitch, but I have the other one that I use for actual Blue Twitch.
Yeah.
I would have probably used that one just as kind of like a tease. The problem is I would have had to get it like slightly edited to where it was less raunchy.
Right.
Because it's like that one is like I don't know if you have them over where you're at, but we have where I'm at. We have what's called bikini baristas.
I mean, at least not in my state, but...
Well, because in my state, because we have on every street corner basically a shed where somebody sells coffee out of it that's a drive-through.
Yeah.
Yay, Pacific Northwest. That's one of the weird things we have. Listen, it's not like I don't have my P.O. box that says the biggest city I live near on it.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm trying to, like, I'm trying to think. If I had to guess, it'd probably be something like that. Probably more like in, like, Mass, probably like Massachusetts, like probably like around Cape Cod, not really here
Yeah.
in the Granite State.
No, so we just have a lot of those. We just have a lot of like little mini coffee shacks, and then somebody realized, hey, how about we put some girls in bikinis, quote unquote, because a lot of those girls will be even more risque. Because I remember the first time I went to the one, I'm just like, that is not a bikini, that is mesh. You're not wearing any pasties. I know I'm okay to stare, but it's like at the same time, I'm like, I know if I stare, a cop's gonna come by, and he's like, madam, that's indecent exposure.
Yeah.
To be fair, the coffee was actually surprisingly good. I was expecting it to be like, oh, it's the gimmick is you go there for that, and the coffee's gonna be like
Right,
mid.
and the coffee is like nothing anything like better than like a like Dunkin's coffee or something.
Yeah, this one was actually surprisingly good. And the second time I went there, the girl actually knew what the hell she was really good at being a barista, and she's like, okay, do you want this, or this? Do you want me to surprise you? And I'm like, yeah, surprise me. And she basically made a black and white cookie latte. It was really good. I'm like, I'm never gonna remember how you made this, and it's gonna suck when I come back and ask for it.
Yeah. Also, I'm just kind of laughing to myself. So I just refound that VTuber who really went way too far, and basically, on like the VTuber side, got part of the blame for that, tasteful nudity thing getting turned around. From the looks of it, she still has not been partnered with any brands.
No, and it's gonna take forever. It's like the problem is no brand's gonna touch her.
Oh, I mean, it's been a couple years now.
Well, it's only been like a year or so. That's how
No,
long
it's-
everything's been.
No, I think it was I mean, who knows anymore.
It was sometime last year.
Yeah. Also, funny enough, I just saw on Blue Sky you follow her. But no, I'm
What?
just looking also just at her like interactions on Twitter.
I?
They plummeted. Like for the amount of followers she has, she gets like no interactions. So it's like,
Do
Yeah,
I
you
follow her
kind
on
of-
Blue Sky?
yes.
Well, what's her name?
Uh,
Or just type it. I'll unfollow her because I didn't realize I was following her.
yeah.
Or I might still follow her on Twitch too because she might have been somebody I liked, and then I was just like, I don't know how to feel about that. And also, I just realized I've gone way longer, and I could have been painting this entire time, but it's just been chatting instead.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's
it's
the price?
fine.
Is also reposting on Blue Sky too a bunch of other drama VTuber bitches.
Do I? There's a lot of people where I just follow them because they're. Oh,
Yes, 'cause
her!
Yeah.
Was that the only drama she was a part of? Because it looks like she's just been over on like Blue Twitch.
Well, I think at one point she tried to like, I think, in part of that, and nobody take this as gospel because I'm not sure because this again was a bit ago. So
Well, the last time
memory's
she posted
funky.
anything was like 2 months ago. It looks like.
yeah, well, she's still more active on Twitter, but I know part of the whole situation as well is I think she tried to play the like transphobe card when everybody was giving her flack for her behavior. Just because, like, by chance she's trans, and it's just like, no, that's not the problem, and how dare you try to, like, weaponize that to, like...
Like I said, let me see if I'm still following her, because then I can make sure it's like, let's... I did unfollow her on Twitter, I will say that.
Yeah. Yeah. But, anyhow, yeah. It's one of those
Yeah.
things I just, like, I'm like, eh. By the same end of the day, I'm the
Well-
one who's back living with their parents and poor as shit, so... Who's the real dum-dum?
Well...
That's like, I remember you're still streaming, so let me...
Yeah, well, I'm about to end the stream. I was trying to see if there's anybody to raid, but it's like all the mutuals that I would raid right now that I haven't raided within like the last 2 weeks. Because I try not to raid anybody super close to the last time I raided them. Just to give breathing room
Yeah.
in case I can see anybody new.
Yeah, I do that too. I don't want. I always feel bad if I raid somebody too many times in a row. I mean, I know they appreciate it, but I don't.
Well,
I'm like, I don't
there's-
want to look like I'm only using you for exposure.
Well, there's people like Micah Igneous who who one of these days I'm gonna do a collab with him where we do paint streaming, or I finally play some Warhammer with him. I just keep forgetting to do it. announcer of games, I would love to do it, but he streams too early in the day. Shiny has finally started streaming, but the problem is she streams at like 11 in the morning my time, so I'm like, it's really fucking hard to stream with you. And then there's people where it's like I'm mutuals with them, but I haven't talked to them forever, so I always feel kind of weird just popping in like, hi, I'm not doing this for clout, I just saw you were on. Wanted to say hi. But yeah, we will be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be Donkey Kong Bonanza. Because I need to because I'm going to at least finish that game out before I buy anything else. Silent Hill looks interesting, but at the same time, I was watching somebody struggle with like 2 of the puzzles, and I'm like, okay, if you're struggling this hard with these puzzles, I can only imagine how the rest of this game is.
Which puzzles was it? Because
it's the wood puzzle box.
Oh, okay. So I guess it depends on which version.
Because the problem is she didn't realize she was playing on the hard mode, and she's like, nobody, it's not telling me anything, and blah, blah, this other stuff, and it's like, we started to realize it's probably because you're playing on the hard mode.
Well, from what I've understood with the hard mode one is that it's just that's puzzle specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So in the story mode version of that puzzle,
well, the lockers also, certain lockers have different pins too.
Yeah, I think there's different pins, but I can't remember. I think the little letter that's the clues of what the answer is, I think is the same. It's more that the hard version of that puzzle, there's like double the amount of sliding wooden panels.
Yeah, there's a couple of
weird,
yeah, it's a bunch of complicated weird stuff.
Because though I will admit, even in story, I got confused as shit with that one, mainly because I didn't know which exact symbols counted for the clue.
Yeah. Alright.
And then I got to think, what are my chat members for getting me through one of the frickin' locker codes? Because there was one that I sat there forever. Like I would have probably still be stuck on it if they didn't give me a strong hint of what the code ended up being.
I had to Google it for this person that was playing, and I'm like, no, I've got that. It's like if I decide to play, I'm not gonna make sure I look that up.
Yeah, no, I Google searched the box one to start, and that's when I discovered that like the hard mode is like a bunch more things to slide, and I was like, what the fuck? Well,
they're probably intending you to play the story mode to get the basic idea of the story, and then you come back and you play hard mode and get the true ending.
No, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. From at least the endings I'm hunting for so far, none of them are based on what difficulty you're.
Yeah, that's surprising.
But yeah, well, so the two, at least from the requirements for the 2 other ones, is just not doing a certain action, and then whether or not I find a item, type thing. The other one that I could potentially get is just the goofy ending, and then there's a 4th ending that I could still get, but it doesn't show me what other requirements are. They're just the only requirements it shows is that I have to get 2 of the other alternative endings to start the progress word. So maybe that one is a difficulty locked one.
Like I said, I need to just figure out which horror game I'm going to play this year, because if not, it's just going to be the Monster Cinema Nights this year.
Have you ever played Layers of Fear?
I started to.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of horror games, classic horror games that I've probably played or started to play, and I just never finished it, or if I did finish it, I was just like, eh. Because this is not the first time I've done content creation, it's the first time I've committed this long to it.
Feel that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through some recommendations, because I have a nice long list of horror games that I've played most of.
Yeah. But I think we're going to call it here, because it is getting way later than I intended to go, but it's like, it's been a while since I've streamed this long. We just had fun chatting. But, like I said, tomorrow night will be Donkey Kong Bonanza. We're going to try and get a little bit further in that game, even though we all know the ending at this point, because it's been out long enough. Apparently the gator from the first game, the first Donkey Kong Country, is back. Somehow. Yep. But yeah, we're gonna play a little bit more of that game tomorrow night, and then Wednesday is gonna be probably a Blue Twitch paint stream if I can get something printed up in time. If not, it's going to be a VR Blue Twitch stream again. And then Thursday will probably be a horror game, or we take Thursday off and I just do a Monster Cinema on Friday. Because I don't want to burn myself out. Because I've had that problem for a while now. But I'll talk about that later. But I hope you all have a good evening. Would you like to say goodbye, Bodes? Bye. Bye. See y'all later. Bye.